It's live. Just one moment, Big C. One second. Let me just get it on the PS menu. Just one moment, Big C. Oh my God.
That's good.
1 second.
I'll get the links.
Who's playing it at fucking 99 volume?
I can't hear my own
It is
voice.
live.
Well, it's live, isn't it?
He's not on the F1 game.
Oh,
Who's this?
That's
blue
why.
screen.
Yeah. Play it again if you want.
It's alright. But it's good to see everyone filtering through for this Singapore Grand Prix.
Who's this?
Blue screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn off all, you're getting kicked.
No, I'm just saying it's live.
No, welcome guys to the Singapore stream here in Formula Performance. Unfortunately, Boy with no face is unable to join us, but we have another F1 race winner around the Singapore streets, and it's none other than Lordy Boy, a driver who's arguably gone on to achieve a lot more in his career than a few other drivers. The youngest PSGL champion in history, some 5-6 years ago, but Lordy Boy definitely one of the most gifted drivers to ever grace the grid in PSGL.
That's some introduction. Cheers, mate. Happy to be here as always.
Bet you are.
I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I've been talking to Joel before the race, and he's pumped for Singapore. But it's always a nice track to look at, under the lights in the dark. It's very twisty, but I think the drivers will have a good showing tonight.
You're one for a bit of publicity, aren't you? Whenever an opportunity presents itself. So, this is a good way for you to put yourself back in the driver market, perhaps eyeing a move up to F3, or F2.
I've got to start putting a shift in, I think, before we make discussions about that. No, but F4's been fun. I've been absent the past 2 races for some issues that I've been dealing with, but it's been quite a good action. Last time out was Germany, which was a bit hit and miss for me, but yeah, it's been very, very good, very entertaining.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm listening a bit of the admin.
That's fine.
Trying to keep the conversations flowing. Not a lot to talk about yet. Haven't got underway.
Yeah, that's fine.
A lot of these drivers we've raced with before. Giuliano Manu is definitely one up there. Been racing with him for so many years. Even I'm getting old now, and he's even older than me.
And what does the experience mean of Giuliano Manu?
Well, he certainly knows his way around Singapore. Let's put it that way. He's won here before, I believe. He said, I think it was twice he's won around this track. So he's definitely very experienced in doing the deed of winning. I had a bet with him before the race and before qualifying. I want him to get top 3. And I'll do a bit of an announcement, I think, if he gets top 3 in quali. But no, good luck to him. He's a good mate of ours, isn't he? So let's see how well he can perform.
And a lot of people, tuning in for a Tuesday night here in FP.
Yeah.
Haig says, I haven't selected spectator. Well, thank you very much, Haig. Always looking at things, with a keen eye and attention to detail.
I couldn't agree any more or any less. We're already up to 11 viewers as we hit 8 PM. But it is a Champions League night, so perhaps...
Is it? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
People will be tuning in. But it is the Singapore Grand Prix, the longest Grand Prix on the calendar. Of course, I'm honoured. I've never won the Singapore Grand Prix myself, but Aaron and Lordy have Singapore wins to their names. Aaron, I think 4 times in F1 with Lordy with a single win in F1. So, what does it take to win around the circuit?
Well, I think I can speak over Lordy in this instance, given, the 4 wins that I've got around here, I think I know this track better than everybody else. I know every inch, every centimetre. I've touched every ounce of, gravel on this circuit. You name it, I've touched it all. I've done it all. Started everywhere, finished everywhere, and most importantly, Big C, I've beaten you here more times than any other driver's beaten you around any other circuit. So that's how long back we go.
I agree, and obviously, Lord, where you took the win back in season 11. You got any memories from that victory?
Well, I believe it was ourselves in the same team of Red Bull back in the day. We were a force to be reckoned with in that season. But it was a well-deserved podium on the cards for both of us. But your kind generosity did let me have the win, so I do appreciate that. You were dominant that season, and the season after that as well. I'm pretty sure you were pretty dominant. So showing some kindness towards your former teammate.
I always, like to help, and I think teammates should work together. Aaron always helped me and gave me a win or two over the years, so I try to do the same. But yeah, we'll go into qualifying, but we'll say hello to everyone in the chat, the likes of Lewis Balam, Gaming Ali Monda, QPR Beast, of course. There's season 18 Singapore Grand Prix winner, Game Freaker, the man in form in F4, Gak Tyler, all sorts of names here in Orion.
I agree, Big. I've just got to add, not only have I helped you to 1 or 2 wins, I've helped you. I've held your hand to 7 titles.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you can include it in your book when you finally retire from PSGL. So,
well, that's fine, Big C. I'll be sending you to your grave first.
It's
what a
fine,
wait.
but I do want to talk about the tyres, the hyper soft tyres. It's the stickiest tyre, and it's so easy to overheat. What can you do to a setup to make it not overheat? What can you change on the car?
Well, you can change your ballast to make it a bit more undulating through the corners. The Anderson Bridge, the car really undulates through there, so you've got to make sure you're hooked up perfectly for that mid-section of the lap. In fact, the lap time is mainly going to be won through that mid-section, although, cars can, you can usually find time in the final sector, but the middle sector is where you want your car to be hooked up, because that's where you're up tight and close up against the walls, so, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I have to say, I think the final sector lap is probably one of my favourite sectors on the whole calendar on a qualifying lap. I have a lot of good memories. It's where the pole positions tend to be won all off that last sector. You can just wring the neck of the car. You can slide a lot. But obviously, in the race, on this game in particular, you can't overheat. You can't stress the tyres. You've got to caress the tyre. You've got to look after it like it's a pet.
I agree. And Lordy, I've just had a word from Hague. Apparently, we're expecting heavy rain at the start of the race as we watch Ash Best come out. What does that throw into the mix here in qualifying? Will drivers go for it now that they know rain's on the horizon?
Well, I don't know if all drivers will be sure that the rain's on the horizon. I think some drivers, rush the setup choices and they go out before checking the weather and the forecast. So I think some of them will be blind going into the session. But as we see the Toro Rosso of Ash Best emerging, I think on the Hypersoft tyres. Is it the Hypersoft? Yes, it is. On the Hypersoft, hitting the wall on the inside, bearing in mind coming out of the pit lane. But he's obviously a force to be reckoned with in any league. So let's see what he can do.
So, Big C, have you shared the stream in the Twitter chat?
Yeah, here it's been shared in every chat I'm a part, even the stewards chat.
Well, it's good to hear that as we watch Ash Best come down. We're just going to have a look at some of the questions that we had in the chat. Do you miss the Singapore sling, Big C? I certainly do, because I used to gain at least 3-4 temps over there, ahead of any other driver.
I think the new section's quite satisfying to drive.
I like the Singapore sling.
I'm surprised Game Freak. Who was a Game Freak last time?
It was Game Freak, always asking questions.
I think he's the type of driver to crash at the Singapore sling.
I agree. I remember embarrassing him in season 18 when I passed him on the opening lap en route to my final podium in the F1 League. Season 18. It was my comeback season, and a result I would cherish for a lifetime.
It's a shame that you were a bit slow releasing the clutch, which allowed James to get through the pit stop.
Which arguably won him the title, but hey ho, no one will ever know what happened in that pit lane. But we are watching Ash Best come around here, Lordy, and what can you see? You're with us at the moment, you're live. What can you see here with Ash Best as he comes onto the pit straight?
Well, obviously I'm a bit further behind you because I'm watching your stream just to make sure everything's okay. But at the moment, Ash Best is seen composed in the vehicle, and he is hunting for at least a top 5 in this Toro Rosso. It's going to be difficult. The Toro Rosso probably not tuned to how he likes it round here.
Well, it's definitely
compared to
not
some of the
tuned,
drivers
Lordy.
and some of the cars,
Sorry, mate. It's not tuned because he's just cut the final corner and he's had to abort his lap time. So who else is out? Let me see.
Yeah, Aaron, there's all sorts of guys. And Lordy, there is a space in the lobby if you want to join. Just for the record. But, I think JP Greenwood in the scarlet red Ferrari under the lights. I think he could be going to watch. I think his driving style could suit. Yeah, I think his driving style could suit the characteristics of the style.
Yeah, well.
What you're thinking. JP Greenwood on the ultra sides, the purple mock tyre, and as he comes down to turn 1, easy to corner cut.
Yeah, he is looking a little bit tetchy. Look at those steering movements. Oh, nice as a light. And JP Greenwood with that lime green helmet. In fact, darker than lime. It's like one of those chippies that you find in the sweet shop, 10, 15p. Here we go. JP Greenwood coming towards the end of the first sector. He's got a 20-second time penalty that will be added on to his race time due to a severe collision which he caused at Singapore, taking out Robot Sophie, a woman who's been marked by her trade. JP Greenwood making his mark on other drivers on the grid, and what can he do here tonight, using all of his experience to negotiate the Anderson Bridge as the car undulates into the braking zone. A very tight line there, Big C.
Yeah, Aaron, I think JP is at one with the car. This Ferrari is just glued to the circuit. JP is, you know how to work this Ferrari around the streets of the Marina Bay streets. But it is AMS on pole position with 37.3 with gap time at a 5 second. But I think JP, Aaron, could challenge that third spot here. Oh, a good lap there for the qualification. But Aaron, I think JP's on for 4th place, Aaron. I don't know what you're thinking about 4th place for JP as it's something.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal lap time. I've been delighted to watch some great laps over my, time racing here in PSGL, but this lap is up there as one of the best I've ever seen as he comes around the final corner, absolutely wrenching the guts out of this Ferrari. JP Greenwood to the line. It's a 38.7. That's a pretty decent time. Ugi Azim goes 6th. Who else is out there, Big C?
Joel's on that, big glasses, and Dave Ricker, yes, I do have a cold. That's Kingdom Martin. Kingdom
Bugatti,
Martin.
Big C. Oh, sorry. I was on board with Bugatti and an absolute massive slide on those yellow tyres. Surely he'll be back in for another set of tyres. Sorry, Big C.
Yeah, Aaron, that's fine. That is fine. But Aaron, Joey fits with him. But Aaron, Mr. Grumpy's out there on the Hypersoft tyres in the Renault. So I think he'll be one to watch. But Aaron, only 9 drivers have set times into the first 4 minutes of qualifying.
Yeah, I understand that, Big C. We're going to go on board with Flying Frome because he's in front of Mr. Grumpy, and Frome, a man in good form, starting to pick up some results, turning his form around. A man on the brink of retirement from F2, decided to continue until the end of the season. God knows what the future will hold for one of the most loved drivers on the PSGL site, the steward, as he races around in the Sahara Force India, Big C.
Just to interrupt, sorry, Fraggle Paul, don't know if he's coming across the line. No, he aborts the lap. He was on a flying lap at the moment. Let's just check him as he comes around the 2 final corners. But I think Joel's still out there as well on the lap, and Ash Best as well, coming around the final 2 corners.
So yeah, I think Amos here, it doesn't look like a good lap to me. The 10th out, he might decide to box the car. He's very low on airs, and you don't really start on these old tyres. So Froome perhaps will decide to box the car. It's not looking like an aggressive lap from the 37-year-old.
No, P9 for Ash Best in the Toro Rosso. A bit of a warm-up lap as he lights up the rears coming out of turn 3.
Frames in, but Mr. Grumpy, Mr. Grumpy's also in, so these drives absolutely bottling it. Sorry, Lordy, it is quite embarrassing at the moment. What I'm seeing out here.
That's fair enough, Aaron. There is a lot of pressure, like you said. There is rain coming at the end of the session, I believe. So a lot of drivers feeling the tension and the pressure around the Singapore streets.
And what about Jolyon Manu? He's coming around in the Racing Point Force India, Flying Frame's teammate, Big C. A lot about this man. What can he do?
I don't know, Aaron. I think we're looking for that P2 spot, Aaron, but P1 Curry's on an ultra soft lap. There's 36 by Little Blocks on the ultra soft. So Jolyon Manu, we're looking to put it on pole position. He's been dominant in this circuit, beating Greeny a couple of seasons ago, then dominating last season to try and get in the title fight. This is the race where Joel needs to outscore Kerr, but can Joel take pole position? Sure, it's P2 on the grid, and it is in P2, 2 tenths down, but Little.
Oh yes.
Oh well, it's a good lap time. We'll just have a look at Geofin. Can't set a lap time. CC Brain's currently on lap as well, but Big C Ash Best has retired from the session down in 10th. That is disastrous news for him. You know, it's not going right. And CC Brain approaching a bit of traffic on his lap. Don't know who it was.
Yeah, and Aaron, I don't know, Ash Best's form recently has been disastrous. He's just struggled to form a lonely boy. You know, you're struggling to form. You know, you've struggled for many years. You know, have you got any sympathy for Ash? You know, considering how young he is.
Yeah, I do actually. I think he needs to get himself out of this rut. I think the main priority for himself and myself at the moment, bearing in mind we are both very young drivers, is finishing the Grand Prix. We've struggled immensely, just finishing races in some good positions, and I think that's what he needs, just a bit of a boost to get himself back to former glory. But there's a lot of cars out of track now, so it is going to be traffic. There is a McLaren and the Renault Fraggle Paul getting in each other's way. I don't know if he's on the lap or not, but
yeah, I think
Fraggle Paul still hasn't set a lap. So
I think CC Brain is about to finish his lap, so let's see what he can do through the final part of the lap. CC Brain in the Toronto looking to go P3, I think, and it is P2. Less than a 10th off pole position, so a good lap there from CC Brain.
Amazing. Phenomenal.
Here, there's rain. I saw rain. I see rain here.
Oh, that's fine. Let it rain. You know, let it rain.
Let it rain. Let it pour. As King Don Martin comes out of the pit lane on a hyper soft. Maybe it's too late to get a good position now, but he is in P6.
I can't find his name. I can't find his name.
It's P6 in the Mercedes.
That's all right.
No, he's on an outlap. Forget him. Forget him.
Oh, you know, Juho Finn just went into the escape.
Fraggle Paul. Fraggle Paul's yellow flags in sector 3, I believe. Fraggle Paul's bottled it on his lap. I don't know if he'll pit now or he's going to go for another one. He is going to go for another one. He sees the rain coming down. He's coming past the final 2 corners as he starts his lap here in Tokyo.
Yeah, it's looking like a tetchy affair here for Fraggle Paul as he dreams about his goddess Alexa Bliss as he comes around the first corner. A man so in love with a woman who retweets every hour of the day, every minute of the day, every second of the day. Can't keep her out of these thoughts as he goes down this very long straight. Fraggle Paul looking to light up the Singapore circuit.
And there is yellows in sector 3. Speaking of women as well, F1 Sophie still hasn't set a lap in the Sauber on the Hypersoft tyres now, and I believe she is going into the final sector to complete, but it does look treacherous out there. She is struggling for grip on them Hypersoft tyres.
I understand.
Yeah, why are we on about drivers aren't even on laps? Honestly, your Fraggle Paul's at the start of his lap. Let's just focus on drivers that are actually on laps. So it's AMS currently P5 in the final sector.
Oh, fuck AMS.
Aaron, Jack Toller to the line goes P8, P8 for Jack Toller. The rain is pouring. Cats and dogs, Aaron.
Well,
cats and dogs, pets not allowed in Aaron's household as we see the brilliance of AMS come across the line.
Who am I supposed to go on board with? I'm losing my trail of thought. We're going to go back on board with Fraggle Paul. As I said, forget AMS for the time being. He's fifth. It's a brilliant lap time in the Williams. A phenomenal driver.
The McLaren! The McLaren of Little Blocks has just gone off to interrupt. He is P1 at the moment, but he has gone off in the third sector.
Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Fraggle Paul
to
the line. Here's Fraggle Paul to the line. Here we go. In 15th in the Renault, and he goes 13th. A phenomenal lap time. Big 5 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But Aaron, I want to talk about Ash Best a bit more. JP Greenwood has out-qualified an F1 champion in Ash Best. You know, what are you going to say about that?
Disastrous, embarrassing. You know, nothing else.
I couldn't agree
and Mr.
anymore.
Grumpy's out. You know what? Awful. You know, a man with such experience around a circuit like this, you're expecting heavy rain at the start. DNFs, you know, the most important thing to do is to get a lap time on the board. Doesn't matter how shit it is. You know, you've got to get it on the board, Big C. It's not good enough.
Aaron, speaking of people who haven't put lap times on the board, Dano and Mr. Grumpy with no lap time set and out of the qualifying session. So rubbish from them two, complete and utter rubbish. As we look at Geofin's lap, 8 seconds off the pace. I do love Geofin, but that is abysmal.
Yeah, Lordy, if anyone knows about rubbish laps nowadays, it's yourself. So I couldn't agree anymore. As it's Robot Sophie is looking to prove her fortunes down in P7. Yeah, she's got the corner. She's had enough. She's going to return to pit lane, and it looks to be Little Blocks who will be taking pole on the ultra soft tyres.
Oh, God.
Little Blocks in the McLaren, and I think that's a stellar performance from them. Showing up the likes of CC Brain and Giuliano Manu, supposedly in better cars as well, because the McLaren chassis is dog
Yeah, let's have a look at Haig. I don't think he's on lap at the moment. What about Frome? He's not on lap. You know what? We're going to have a full lap on board with Joliana Manu on a circuit that's only going to get wetter. You know what? Forget it. He's gone in the pits. Absolutely rubbish.
Yeah, and I think it's done and dusted with 4.5 minutes to go. So, you know, it's a bit of a shame as the rain has started to fall.
Yeah, Tanchio been improved though. You know, currently, you know, almost 10 seconds off the pace, you know, outside the 107% rule. You know, if we enforced it in PSGL, this man would not be racing here tonight. You know, one of the most respected drivers on the site. You know, I think he's been hard hit by, you know, the tyre selection, you know, going out on a set of softs. He should have gone out on a set of ultras. He would have definitely eaten into that time, maybe been closer to where JP Greenwood is on the grid, because he certainly got the pace.
Yeah, and I think it's one of his best qualifying of his career. Qualifying 11 is a great place to start. You know, he'll be looking to get right into it. And we know how aggressive JP. He just slings it down. He's like, he can spear into drivers. He doesn't care. He just goes for it.
Some people would agree with that courage, but some people also think it's foolish to spear it down the inside of some of these drivers. A lot of them do have eagerness to turn in, especially into the sharp turn 1 and turn 2 of the Singapore track. As we see everyone coming into the pit lane.
Jack Tyler is currently, you know, on an out lap. You know, come on, let's have some respect for these drivers. You know, Jack Tyler here, you know, on the ultra soft, you know, coming out. He can't better his fortunes, but you know what? The star of qualifying, Big C, I'm going to say it, you know, it's definitely AMS, 5th in a Williams. That is absolutely incredible. A man who was refusing to go into the Williams, tried everything to get out of it, but he is in a Williams tonight, Big C.
Yeah, and I think it's an outstanding job, but when you've been practicing in every car all week, every day, I can't be too surprised.
Yeah, Aaron, I have to disagree with you. I think Little Blocks takes the cake for me on the ultra soft tyres. You know, setting P1 is absolutely fantastic. You know, in a McLaren as well. Regardless of the practice, he's beaten CC Brain in the Toro Rosso on the ultra soft tyres. You know, I think CC Brain needs to hang his head in shame.
Well, I mean, I'll disagree with that, Lordy, to a certain extent, because, you know, it was the first lap that people set, you know, in their, you know, performance cars. You know, lap times would have got better perhaps towards the end of the session if we weren't hit by rainy conditions. So, you know, that might not have been the final order as we watch Jack Tyler caress his car into the wall there to lose it.
I couldn't disagree any more than what you've just said there. As Little Box hits the wall in Sector 2 on the hyper soft tyres on a greasy Singapore track. You know, fucking about, I think, is the word used. You know, shameful driving.
It is. Well, I think, you know, with 2 minutes left of qualifying, you know, there's not many opportunities. You know, it's wet conditions and the intermediate tyres are on Joel Manuel's car. And I think it's a good opportunity to just witness a wet weather specialist in action. You know, we can just enjoy it. There's no pressure on him. You know, we can just learn, we can absorb how to drive in the wet from a driver such as Joel Manuel. You know all about Joel's prowess in these conditions.
Big C, I've never seen him have any success in the wet weather. That's what makes him so special in these conditions. You know, he's never achieved anything under the rain, but he just looks so confident in that Force India. You know, coming around the final 2 corners, it's like it's dry. Look at the grip. You know, as you see the stricken McLaren of Little Blocks laying there like a sad dog wanting its dinner. You know, as Joliana Manu starts a lap for no reason whatsoever, just to show off to the crowd the lovely pink glistening Force India with the logos on the side.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with those sentiments.
Well, I want to have a word on Joliana Manu. You know, he is one of the most experienced drivers in the industry. You know, man, he's clocked up the miles, and there's been rumours, Bixie, that this could be his last ever season in PSGL. You know, rumours always come about at this time of the year. You know, at this point of the season, you know, for some of the experienced drivers on the site, you know, when will they call it a day? And Joliana Manu has been going for God knows how long, you know, clocks up the miles, never won a championship in his life. You know, could have won last season in FP. 7 years in the making is what it was billed, but 7 years of disappointment instead is what was delivered. We were sold a dream, delivered a nightmare.
And unfortunately, some drivers just don't have, you know, our capabilities of racking up titles with ease. You know, some people are just born to win. Unfortunately, John Manu doesn't quite have that quality, perhaps, on the F1 circuit when it comes to the pitch, the football pitch. Giuliano's certainly got that quality.
I agree. The use of Manu's feet in the football field is just magical. As we see him use his feet to control the pedals of this lazy Force India, lagging behind in the wet conditions. But like you say, Joe, a very tough and hardy spirit as he gives the fans something to actually watch in this qualifying session while they get drenched.
And what it does is, most importantly, it sets him up for the race start. He will realise where those tricky corners are. There'll be wet patches around, and he will know those troublesome corners ahead of the race start, which is rumoured to be full wet. So we'll see how he fares at the start. Got a promising position, hasn't he? Third on the grid for Jolion and the new. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's always nice to see Joel up there. We do give him a lot of criticism, but he is a mate of ours, and give me more, as some people would say, give me more.
Oh yeah, and I think Haig did lose connection, so perhaps it's a restart here, and as you take us through the results.
Lordy boy, take us through the results.
All right, excellent. I've got 30 seconds to do this. Lickleblock starting on pole position with an absolutely phenomenal lap on the Ultra Softs, followed by CC Brain and Jolion Romanu. Also, Tom A.J. in 4th position with AMS in 5th. King Dong Martin, a bit disappointed. I think he will be in 6th place. 7th position is AMK. 8th position is Jack Tyler. Ugyazim 9th. And 10th is Bugatti.
Yeah, with JP Greenwood 11th, Rome 12th, Ashbest 13th, and the rest of
We don't care about them.
Oh, we do. We do. 10. We'll give them more coverage than we give them the front runners.
Oh. At least we've got a colourful front and second row.
Yeah, certainly colourful. That will colour in the commentary box as well.
Oh yeah, I agree. People from different ethnicities and backgrounds, it's great.
Well, Haig's back, but he won't be given a car. He won't be given a car. He will not be given a car. I don't think he will.
These conditions they're in, just look at them. I think it's like monsoon conditions. The rain just falls as part of Asia.
It does. But the problem is, Big C, it's another restart in FP, I think. Have a look at what they're saying in the chat.
It's just deja vu or Dave vu, but it's not what you want. People could be racing into the the late hours of the evening to 10 p.m. People have school and work in the morning, or they want to watch RMS Celebrity before bed. It's not ideal, but FP is FP, and sometimes some things are meant to be. But there's no sign or any words from the admins.
No, and Haig is one man. If one man deserves to drive around this circuit here tonight, it's Warren Haig. He deserves to drive around this circuit more than any other driver on any other league racing website. Out there. That's how much this man is cherished in the PSGL community.
Yeah, and sorry to talk, but it looks like the on-screen displays disappeared. So I don't know if there's been a bit of an issue with everyone's games.
Oh, well, good.
It's looking promising.
If they can cancel this race and I can go to sleep, the better.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, as you say. The game does have its flaws. Just go back to Warren Haig for 1 second. I remember waiting 5 extra minutes just for him to do the update for Formula One. That's how committed Warren Haig is to the cause, especially to F4. One of the fastest leagues in all of GL, and he didn't even do the update on time. But as you say, he's left the session now. Maybe for good. He may never return. But I think Haig wants to stick around for that bit longer.
And Haig always listens in. He always listens in to the race, and I think they're going to have to do a restart surely for Warren Haig. Yesterday a restart wasn't allowed in the F2 league. There was a misinterpretation of the rules, but here tonight they've got the rules spot on here in the FP league. So someone like Lickleblock's probably just getting their eye in. So the intermediate conditions it will be for the start. So I wonder how they're going to set up the weather conditions with the restart bits. It looks like they're continuing, but we've lost Ash Best and Warren Haig, so that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And Dre Bray is asking who the third commentator is. Anthony Davidson, question mark. And our commentator is Lordy Boy. He's one of the legends of PSGL. He won several constructors titles alongside myself back in the day in the F1 League Challenge for the title in season 14. Won in Thal on F1 2013 as well. One of the youngest, or even the youngest champion, now racing in F4. So, Lordy Boy has been around the block in PSGL, but also in real life.
And how the mighty have fallen,
I agree. When you look back on our illustrious careers and you think, where the fucking hell did it all go?
Well, if I'm honest with you, Lordy, they didn't have any streams back then. We got away with some real dirty shit.
Yeah, I agree. You wouldn't get away with some of the antics we put up with. Little Remco dive bombing into turn 1 at Jerez back in 2013 and losing connection because he was salty. So, don't put up with that nowadays. But back in the day, it was just second nature to some of us.
Yeah. And Aaron, just a quick comment about from yourself. You've got a bit of an admirer, Game Freaker is desperate to be your teammate before, it comes to an end. He says he wants to be your teammate for the future. Just for once, he says.
I would love that, but I'd need Mr. Game Freaker to at least have a mic so that we can communicate during the race. If we can't set him up to win, we'll set him up to destroy. I need someone who's going to fight every inch of the race circuit for the team. I'm sure Game Freaker would be a welcome teammate in the future. I've teamed up with Warren Haig before in the PSGL F1 League Big C, where we won the Constructors' Championship, and he helped me win a Driver's title. So me and Haig have had some historic past, but me and Game Freaker, that would be something different, something new.
Well, hopefully Game Freaker can win the F4 title and perhaps earn himself a promotion at Abu Naskin's Lordy in F1 champ. Lordy's not winning the F1 League, but he's won a title like elsewhere when the tiers were slightly structured differently. So he does have a title to his name, but just not in the Monday League, the F1 League.
Yeah, so Big C, what are we watching at the moment? I think there's going to be a restart. So anybody watching now, I don't know if this is going to be the actual start. I've not had any message
communicated. We're going to have to take it as it comes, I think.
Big C, is there any other message in the chat?
Aaron, I don't know. Everyone's back except from Haig, so Aaron, take us through the start.
Yeah, well, it seems like they're going to continue. We'll just have a look. But it's 5 lights, and we're underway here at midnight at Singapore. It's a slow start from CC Brain. Look at the start from Joliana Manu. And phenomenal. There's an incredible start from Joliana Manu. Takes the lead. So I don't think we're restarting, Wow. What a start.
Yeah, an amazing start there. Yeah, amazing start there, Lordy Boy from Joliana Manu. Experience comes to the form of JP Greenwood up to P9 as well.
All I'm saying is F1 Sophie's made the best start from P18 all the way up to P11, taking over Ugi Azim as she comes down the long back straight. But no, crazy start from the Sauber driver.
Oh, Kingdom Martin, Lickle Blocks, AMS. Oh, look at them. It's 3 abreast here. Oh, the McLaren has to back out, but they're all through. Oh, look at them slipping and sliding around. It's like snakes in On a Celebrity crawling around the body of Fleur East. Oh, there's a contact. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Mr. Grumpy up to 12. He's going around the outside of 2 cars. Oh, there's a Hassoff as well. Oh, my
Safety
goodness.
Safety car out. The safety car has been deployed.
I just have to say, just in the midst of all that incident, F1 Sophie, brilliant reactions to avoid any sort of collision. I think someone ran straight into the back of her, but she kept her wing and kept her composure.
Yeah.
And she should be looking to get a couple more positions because of pit stops for front wings.
Yeah, can we just have a look at the winners and losers? Ugi Azim down 8 positions. Absolutely rubbish. You can't lose 8 positions off the start. Ugi Azim, disappointing here today. He can recover as a safety car out, but absolutely disastrous race start from Ugi Azim.
Yeah, I agree. Winners as well. Joliana Manu making 2 places up from the start. Mr. Grumpy, Dano and F1 Sophie. Also Ash Best up 4 positions into the top 10. So he's looking quite strong as well in these misty, rainy, awful, shit conditions as the safety car is deployed. And as we go around the track, even slower than before.
And a quick comment from Anthony Haig, who unfortunately couldn't start the Grand Prix. Martin making stupid moves. Can we guys not throw him out of PSGL? Seriously?
I don't know.
Wow,
He's in the
strong words
pits.
from Warren Haig.
We've got 4 drivers in the pits here, so a lot of people looking to change their wings. You know, even JP Greenwood, one of the unfortunate victims to be caught up in that.
Yeah, I agree. As we see, a lot of drivers coming into the pit lane. F1 Sophie opting for a new set of tyres. No front wing change as well, so I think that's a really, really bold move from the Sauber driver just to make sure she gains some position.
Grumpy's out.
No, Aaron, I've just had a message from the FIA. Ugi Azim has called a restart. He's called a restart.
I don't understand that, Big C, because surely the restart should be called before, not if you've had a shit start.
Aaron, I agree. The restart should have been called according to Hulkenberger's detailed rule book. Unfortunately, it's going to be called out. Aaron Joliana Manu will be fuming.
Can we just highlight as well, Big C, Joliana Manu in despair? Can we just highlight Ugi Azim was last in the standings as we went into the second lap of the Grand Prix, and he's called the restart. Let's just highlight he was last out of every single driver, and he has called a restart.
I don't
know
understand
if that's rigging or what.
Well, FP always looking to fix the title battles. Joliana Manu taking the lead. You know, he was considered to be a dangerous threat in the lead. You know, a man looking to challenge for the title, and now it's a restart. A man who could have won Singapore for 3 seasons in a row in FP. But Big C, you know, what a disaster. You know, what a disastrous call from the admins. You know, is that something that you're gonna, you know, after you have your Christmas dinner, you know, you're gonna sit down, you know, with Hulk and have a look at, you know, review the admins for next season?
I think it's going to leave a bit of a bad taste, a bit of indigestion perhaps when I think about these sorts of restarts, but there are clear rules and regulations. Aaron, I know yourself, you never want to call restarts, but it is sometimes a tough decision, but there are clear rules. And Matthew Malloy asking what caused the restart. Well, the restart should have happened when Haig lost connection and when Ashbest decided to leave before I joined the formation lap. So,
well, Big C, if Joliana Manu's continuing, we will just commentate on this race on one driver.
Aaron, I agree. I think there's a lot to learn. Yeah, Aaron, 28 viewers are enjoying Joliana Manu, what he can do on the circuit.
I agree. Thank you to the 20 viewers that are tuning in.
28, Lordy.
Ask them to subscribe. Ask them to subscribe.
You know, subscribe to the channel. We have Aaron F1, Lordy Boy, and Big C in the commentary box with you tonight. You know, just a word on the track. You know, this is the longest ever race in F1 history. It's also wet, and we're having a restart. You know, people have lives to live, children to feed, and we are having restarts on lap 2 in the wet conditions because Ugi Azim was dead last when he crashed. So, you know, this is shocking.
Allegedly, you know, we have to use the word allegedly, otherwise we'll be held to account for, you know, falsifying rumours.
Ugi Azim to get salty, but he was last.
Yeah, I want to delve a bit more into the comments. One for Lordy. Hulkenberg asked you racing on Sunday, Lordy.
Yes, I will be racing. I do apologise without any noticing, but I have had some issues to deal with myself.
And Aaron,
there's the podium, Big C. Sorry, there's the podium.
Aaron, sorry, that's fine. And Aaron, this one's for you. Hulk says, well, at least the decision was actually made. Improvement on yesterday.
Yeah, well, you know, you know, if a man wants to, you know, read a book and, you know, live by it, then, you know, fair enough. Sometimes you've got to act on instinctive reactions, and, you know, if the person says, you know, don't worry, I don't need a restart, I'm going to play FIFA, you continue. You know, if you don't like it, tough. You don't race in that league, tough. You know, we continue, and, you know, it was a right decision in FT. None of this huffing and puffing around, you know. We delivered a great race, some great action, you know. If Hulk doesn't like it, you know, he can go straight back to League One like a Sunderland.
Just like you said, Aaron, huff and puff and he will blow your house down. You know, it's absolutely fantastic from the admins tonight how they've restarted under the second lap because of the safety car. I agree, it's brilliant.
Yeah, and we've got a few more questions, but Lickle, we've already answered that before, so we'll move on from that.
Hang on, Big C, I need to join the new lobby.
Yeah,
oh, wait. Right, there we go. The mic.
Yeah, and we might as well answer this one. Aaron, this is for anyone, who's the most experienced out of us three?
Me, without a shadow of doubt. In fact,
well,
I think
in terms of Pete. in terms of
Uh,
PSGL, but I think overall I've probably got more race stars, like in all leagues combined.
I agree,
Like
Big C,
PSGL,
but
AOR.
it's not about quantity; it's about quality. And
Yeah, that's why I've
If you
done
put them
every
all together,
season of
though.
my PSGL career in the top division, winning in every season but one.
that's fine, Big C. As I
gonna
did
be good
mention
too,
earlier,
soon.
I held your, hand to 7 titles. At least 5 or 6 of them could have been mine, but I was a bit too generous. I could have been the
Fair enough.
10-time champion.
Yeah,
And I think I had a
agree.
tighter hand grip on Big C when he won in them titles than you did. So, being his teammate for 2 of them illustrious seasons and doing a job when he was banned for 4 races.
And we've got a good question from Onto the Podium here, Aaron. If we did a PSGL Armour Celebrity, who would win?
Tedger.
Tej. Has he got the survival instincts to, be in the wild, not fearless?
I don't know. I think one of the most fearless drivers I've ever seen in my life, has got to be Choose Moves. Doesn't fear whatever life throws at him. Just goes straight into the battles. Great driver.
Yeah. And another question is, this is for whoever, is Aaron the Rubens Barrichello of PSGL?
Well, Ruben's never won any titles.
Yeah, I was going to
did.
say Rubens didn't achieve anything in his illustrious career, so I think Aaron could be compared to the likes of, I don't know, Alain Prost. I think would be a good one for Aaron. More calculated in the brain.
Alonso.
Would rather go for the 3rd place instead of the 1st, just to secure the titles, and dirty tactics as well to win. The Alain Prost.
Big C, can you invite Lordy into his lobby if he's not in there already?
Yeah, I will do so as we move on to the next one. I don't know, it's a real life F1 question. I'm not sure how, I don't know how you two are in terms of real life stuff. But who will be the best rookie next year? Says
Don't know.
Game
Don't know.
Freaker.
You
Out
answer
of
it.
Russell, Norris, Albon, and
Norris.
Giovinazzi.
For me, Norris, he has all the potential, and if they can get their act together in the team, I think he'll be a force to be reckoned with. But in terms of young drivers, not just rookies, I think Leclerc's got it all to play for. He's got everything. But yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I think we've got through the May. Oh, there's another question from Jack Tyler. Who's been the surprise win of the season? And I'm afraid the surprise win, in my opinion, was my win in Australia. I was shocked, to be honest. That I'd ever win again.
I think
That's right.
it was a very shock win, to be honest. Before the race, I put a paddock post out there, rumouring that you were nearing retirement. There's rumours, allegedly words that you have said to me, and I can confirm that. Big C could potentially be retiring at the end of the season. I don't know, but to get that win, amongst all those rumours, uncertainty at the start of the race, speculation around your career, to beat off those mind games and deliver that win, something quite special.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think that's, it was one of the highlights, of recent seasons. There's not been too many. And Chulo's asking Aaron, how's life as the GOAT?
Well, yeah, Big C, we always fight over who the better driver is. You're definitely the quicker one. You've won a few titles, but can you do it on a cold, rainy Tuesday night in FP? Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, mate, I think you've certainly got qualities that perhaps I lacked, but I think raw speed tends to get you over the line when you've got other deficiencies.
Thank you.
So, Abidun's asking, is it better for Big C to retire? Any thoughts, Lordy?
Wow. Well, if your career ends up going downhill like mine, I think it is best to retire. But no, Big C has a lot to offer to the league, when you're competing with the likes of the best in the business and winning races, I think retirement's the last thing you should be thinking about, or other drivers should be thinking about.
Well, I agree. I think that seems to be the main questions done and dusted. Sure, we've lost a few viewers, but when there's no track action, I think that's just part and parcel of the business we're in.
Can they start?
Yeah, I think they're just doing the grid editor.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long, does it? I've never done it before.
No, I haven't.
Oh, crazy scenes, isn't it, in Singapore? We've had 3 laps of the race and half a qualifying session. I think we're doing quite well.
Who's your bet on for the win?
Joel, 100%. He's had a little, success around this track.
It comes down to the race start, though. It comes down to the race
I think
start.
Lickle would have learned what he did wrong. Lickle's start shot was absolutely horrendous. I think Lickle will learn from his mistakes.
Probably shouldn't have had the opportunity to learn anyway in the first place, with this false restart on lap 2. But, Joel, for me, I've got to back my boy. He's been in the party with me discussing everything about the race beforehand, and I do back him with my full support.
Well, that's good to hear that you now get on after your beef, after Monaco that time. But anyway, a question from Abby Oden asking, what is your best win in PSGL for both of you? What is the win that stands out when you look back? What win do you think, that was amazing?
Aaron, do you want to start?
Have too many to choose from, to be honest. I'd say probably the one at Monaco, Big C. That was quite a shocker, from 14th on the grid, disastrous qualifying, and to, hold off. In fact, to undercut, out-strategise yourself, Remco and Jamie, all drivers who've won titles in F1, and to take the win, defending you all off for the last 15 or so laps on, very worn tyres. That was something quite special, and that inevitably took me forward to win my third title, really.
Yeah, and Lordy, quickly, your best win in F1 or any PSGL league?
Well, I think there's two. The first one's always memorable. Monaco, I think season 7, battling Aaron on par with him around Monaco, and he bottled it by hitting the wall and losing his wing and ended up finishing P6.
Into the wall, may I add? No, which I didn't send to the stewards. Pushed into the wall.
Pushed. Yeah, but no, the first one's always a memorable one. I'd also say Bahrain as well. In 2015 was really memorable, very controversial. Aaron, I was going to say, Aaron did help me out with a controversial turn 1, but I think to come from the back of the grid on lap 1 to win a race and pass, the leader on the last lap is incredible for anyone.
I agree. Yourself, Pixie, very quickly, just pick one, random. One of your best wins. No, not the best. One of the ones you've enjoyed.
I don't know. I say season 9 in Japan. I think considering the pressure I was under in those latter stages, I was nearly taken out by yourself after Remco hit you into me. The pressure because Remco was catching me at the end, and it was for the first time. So I think that Japan one. But to be fair, most of my wins tended to be from the front row pole, so they're not really that memorable in all honesty. So yeah, I have more better quality laps than wins, I'd say.
No, definitely. I've only had 8 quality, pole positions in the F1 league. Actually, not many. My last pole position in the F1 league dates back to season 7. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah, time does fly, but we're all here.
Oh, it's a race start, Big C. It's race start. 5 lights, and away we go. It is a phenomenal start there from Little Blocks. He gets away well. Jolyon Manu doesn't get away as well as he would have liked. In fact, he's up into second now, and Little Blocks learns from his mistake. We're going to just take a look back further down the order here, and all the cars seem to have got away very well. Look at that Oogie Azim huffing and puffing with Jack Tyler there in the background, but it looks good at the moment. There's nobody spinning out in the background. I think Hayes 20th at the moment, but look at that. What happened there?
JP here, I think it was JP in the walls again. Where's we got 4th rest here? The Kingdom Hearts Nash rest Oogie Azim.
Yeah, I'm watching Sophie as
Oogie
well.
Unbelievable. Crazy accident. Oogie Azim out again. No restart. I think you can do it this time, Oogie. Yeah, like a horrendous crash. As we ride on board with a F1 Sophie, perfect view of everything. She backed off. She knew something was going to happen, and dead.
Disastrous, absolutely disgraceful from Oogie Azim. A man calling the restart looking to better his fortunes. You know what? They've got even worse.
As you say, and got even worse as we watch Kingdom Martin and Ash Best going on the inside. Having to come corner underneath the bridge section as Ash Best gets away with a bit of wheel. He's just in the back of him. Kingdom Martin in P10 all over the back of Ash Best, but can't control his brake pedal as we go down into the second and into the third sector of the track. We see what's your thoughts? And again, he's hit him again.
Oh no.
Crazy.
It's hard to get the car slow down, isn't it, Big C, in these conditions?
It is, Aaron. It is, but I'm afraid in the works Mercedes-Benz, there's no excuse now. He's got a child on the way, so he can be a better father, then he's going to be a better driver.
Yeah,
congratulations, obviously, to Kingdom Martin. I think he has chipped his wing as well, so, the Mercedes grip going downhill every single lap and every single corner.
Let's get a shot of Joel. let's get a shot of Joel quickly because he is staying with Little Blocks. He's arguably in a faster vehicle.
Bugatti in the pits from P6. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh dear, poor guy. Poor guy. I know Mr. Grumpy's he's in as well. So our driver's going for full wets. No, there's damage. There's damage from a few cars. So 4 or 5 people in the pits. They're saying Grumpy's leading. My timing screen's a little bit weird. There's a Williams just stranded in the garage there, Bixie. What's that all about?
I don't know, I'm keeping up pace with Grumpy's and all sorts going on here, and there's all sorts. There's a bit of a blockage. Bit of a blockage.
M&K, I was going to say M&K on AMS. You need to be looking at the battle. It's not the pit lane.
Yeah, well, there was no battles considering he was leaving close enough. So talking bollocks as far as I was concerned.
He was. But anyway, can we have a look at the position changes as Dano with 9 position changes. Fabulous start from him in the Red Bull. And we've got F1 Sophie with 6 position changes and Ash Best with 4. They are the most people with the most gains.
Sorry, CC's made an error. Sorry, CC's made a little error there up the grid. And look at this AMK having a look at AMS. Both of these drivers hate the fact that they share similar PSNs. So I'm sure this one could get a little bit personal, a bit tasty, big C.
Yeah, but I don't know how Mr. Grumpy's ahead on track. Oh no, I think it's reset now, so it's all sorted. But yeah, Little Blocks. I did call it that Little Blocks would learn from his mistakes. He's a quick learner with Little Blocks. He's one of the most talented. He's got a lot of raw talent, and he's maturing to be a fine driver.
Yeah, he is a very fine driver. Comparing him to the likes of Giuliano Manu, 7 years worth of mistakes. Giuliano Manu has under his belt. Can he rectify that here at Singapore? I don't know if he can. Ash Best in that McLaren's looking mighty. Ash Best, Little Blocks in the McLaren's looking mighty. As I do look at Ash Best in P8. Getting to grips with that Toro Rosso doing quite well. Yeah, but AMK here, putting AMS under all sorts of pressure. AMS goes down to the middle line and defends that. He's got the benefit of the horsepower, but AMK will use that downforce to maybe try and force a move through one of the corners. AMK, one of the new stars in F2, recently won an FP race as well as AMK. A very popular driver. What can he do? AMS, has got the horsepower to defend down here. Does AMK go for a late braking? He is not going to be patient. He does not want to spend much more time behind this Williams, but he has to. It's not possible to overtake cars around here, Big C.
No. He looked like he had the downforce. He looked like he had the pace down Raffles Boulevard, but he just couldn't get close enough to make a move. Opposite AMS got Mercedes-Benz arguing it as well.
Yeah, I was just say, these two are definitely going to have a ding-dong battle all the way through this race if they stay this close to each other. But I think, AMK does have the pace to challenge CC Brain as well if he can clear the Williams. AMS is doing a fantastic job in the Williams, but he needs to start catching that Toro Rosso. AMK does.
Now's his chance if he can get a good sling out of here. Oh no, he can't. It's just hard to get the traction. AMS can breathe a sigh of relief, as he goes down the second straight. No DRS of course, so AMK, could be stuck here for many laps. And Big C, all about driving this track in wet weather conditions. You've failed every time you've stepped foot here. How difficult is it to drive in these conditions around this circuit? This yellow flag somewhere, I don't know who it is, Big C, can you...
No. Yeah, here it is Frome. It's Frome. He's got a shocker down at turn 6 where I lost the lead of the season 16 Grand Prix to yourself ultimately. So yeah, Frome with a bit of a lock up there into the wall.
Frome obviously struggling on the tyres. He's not having a good race so far. Very far behind the leader. I think nearly a full pit stop, maybe even more. But as I watch F1 Sophie and Warren Haig and Dano getting very close on track for the final few points. So this looks like it's going to be heating, but obviously Warren Haig in the Red Bull definitely got the pace over the Sauber. Might be challenging into turn 1. I don't know, he's having a bit of a sniff. Sniffing right at the rear of that Sauber, but Warren Haig thinks better of it. As we come down into turn 3, Sophie runs a bit wide. Warren Haig with a downforce in the chassis he's got compared to that Sauber. He wants this P10. He wants some points. Warren Haig is hungry for a bit of Sophie. He really wants to get past this Sauber. Will he do it down the straight? I don't think so. Sophie's got a better exit. But here he goes, Warren Haig. He's put it into overtake. You can tell, look at the speed, the slipstream. Coming into he's gone on the inside. Warren Haig, will he dispatch the Sauber? Yes, he does. But Sophie might have a bite back. No, Warren Haig, beautiful, gets the job done fabulous from Warren Hay.
And meanwhile, Big Six AMK here, right behind AMS, and the CC brain battle. This could get quite tight here. The Felipe Massa.
Yeah, it could get tight, but here, and AMK doesn't have the juice in that McLaren, man. He doesn't have the juice, the horsepower, just to make a move on AMS. AMS is the cork in the bottle, as well as Tito. AMK should be fighting the likes of Little and Johnny Armando this evening. He should be on that podium, AMK. He's very talented, he's in great form, a lot of talent. But here, I think Jack Tyler also, he's in F5, and he's in a Haas. The Haas isn't a great chassis. He's not got a good mechanical grip. But he's doing a great job, I think, in P6. Actually battling F1 and F2 drivers.
I agree. Jack Tyler's got a lot of pace, a lot of potential. He's a driver who we love to see do well. One of the good guys in PSGL. Other people have tried to bully him in the past, but we will not allow that to happen under our stewardship. We will take good care of drivers like Jack Tyler as Dano. Is it Ash Best? Sorry, Ash Best. Big C.
Yes,
awful.
Ash Best.
Rubbish. Oh my God, Sophie!
And Sophie, Sophie up the inside of Warren Haig. A bit of contact on the rear and the front. Warren Haig gives her plenty of room, but he's not going to have the grip going into the penultimate corner. Here we go, Warren Haig does regain the position, but what happened to Ash Best?
Sophie, down the inside of Haig. Oh, is she going to go for a late break, or is she going to think better of it? Yeah, I think it's better of it.
No, she's an intelligent soldier on Sophie. AMS
has got a bad run, AMS has got a shocking run. But I think AMK just didn't get the run either in the end. So yeah, AMK did tap the back of AMS, so yeah, done and dusted. Too late, not good enough.
No, but to be fair, with these two battling quite vigorously, CC Brain should really be pulling away, but he's struggling in the Toro Rosso. He's not finding the pace that he wants. He should be challenging really Joel. Joel and Little Box have had a pretty easy race so far. Little Box is quicker than Joel in the McLaren, pulling out the gap further. 4 seconds it is the interval, it says on the screen. So, Joel's still doing a fantastic job.
He is indeed here, and Ugi Azim right behind Kingdom Martin, the P50. I think King Martin looks all over against Ugi Azim. He's usually wanting to get involved in incidents, so perhaps could be some yellow flags any minute.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at Ugi Azim, a man who's struggling, a man who's struggled ever since he debuted in the PSGL League, stuck behind Kingdom Martin, the last place Ugi Azim wants to be, his laggy car, it could be sent to Narnia, you just don't know what could happen with Ugi because the connection differences in latency, but Ugi Azim, fine veteran, flying the flag here for Pakistan. The Rawalpindi Express lags across the race.
Ash Best has lost it again. Ash Best has lost it again going into the third sector. He's really struggling with his braking. Down in P11, Bugatti obviously not too close to Ash Best, so he's got nothing to worry about. But that is, it's not going well for Ash Best.
Yeah, I just think, there's movement. AMK's in the pits. Is he going for the undercut? Because this is quite interesting.
Well, unless he picked up some damage, I'm not sure. I'll keep an eye on the pit stop, but what's went wrong for AMK? He's looking so strong. Perhaps he tapped the back of AMS.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to be arriving for him here.
It's a new front wing. Haig's in as well. Haig is in, so Sophie has been released, so he's up to P8.
Yeah, and I wonder if Haig's picked up damage. He has. New wing for Haig.
Just going back to...
still behind Kingdom Martin.
Sorry, Big C, to interrupt. Just going back to AMS and Jack Tyler. Jack Tyler is gaining on both of these guys. He looks the quickest out of these 3 drivers. I think now MK's gone, he's got a bit more clear air to flex that Haas around the Singapore circuit. And also, Tom AJ, he's looking pretty good as well in the Haas. So the 2 Haas drivers doing
Fraggle Paul on the start finish. Sorry, Fraggle Paul out of the Grand Prix. The wheels off.
Fraggle Paul out of the race. That's horrific. As we watch Ugi Azim catch Kingdom Martin in the McLaren, weaving Kingdom Martin in the Mercedes. So, but Ugi might have a run here, but that is the Mercedes we're talking about, and he is in a Sauber.
Let me take you through this because Ugi Azim, cannot spare to spend one more lap behind Kingdom Martin. He's losing a lot of time. Ugi Azim will have pace in fresh air, but his race has been destroyed whilst others are pitting around him. He's just stuck here in a lowly 16th place in FP. A man who does not know what to do with his Tuesday nights. It'd be 5-0 down at Stoke if he was a football manager.
Can I just interrupt? Because Bugatti's under pressure from AMK. He has pitted, obviously, on the fresh intermediate tyres, trying to have a look at the inside in the McLaren, but unfortunately he's got to sit behind him for the last sector, probably the tightest sector on the track. Sorry, Aaron, carry on.
And most importantly, it's another Williams, so AMK must be wondering what he's done to Claire Williams in his lifetime to be stuck behind a car like Bugatti, you know, stuck behind AMS and now he's stuck behind Bugatti. It's just an absolute, you know, disaster for the McLaren drivers. Still a long way to go in this race. There could be safety cars, there could be action. You just don't know what there could be around here. But he needs to make this move very early to make his strategy work. And he's going to do that right now.
He's going to do it right now. Can I take over? Do you want to go?
I don't know.
No. Doesn't even matter, he's not even having a look, he's biding his time for the back straight. I was going to say, not looking like a Bugatti in the Williams, looks like a bus at the moment going around this track, a big yellow bus. You know,
and people need to remember that there's no DRS in these conditions, so you know the moves aren't, you know, people are 5 tenths behind and they're expecting overtaking for some reason. I don't know what people expect. You know, overtaking is so difficult around Singapore as it is, but in the wet, especially in a McLaren Renault with no horsepower, so much drag on that car, you're not going to be making overtakes.
No, Big C, I couldn't agree anymore, but AMK is not just any driver, he's magical, he's special, and when you've got a big, wide, double-decker bus in front of you, I'm pretty sure I'd be passing him by now. And Bugatti really struggling on these tyres, you know, can't get to grips with them. I know AMK has pitted, but he needs to clear this Williams, struggling behind as well. The tyres just degrading and degrading.
May I add, Lordy, you made no overtakes in the last 3 seasons in F1. So I don't know which bus you'll be overtaking, you know. But here we go, AMK looking to put Bugatti under heaps of pressure. You know, it's just not working out. Maybe he needs to be more tactical with where he deploys his ERS. Let's have a look at his lap data. Sorry, his telemetry. Yeah, he's not got much left, Big C.
No, he doesn't indeed. So a bit of a shame, but you know, you've got to save it. But yeah, AMK, you know, his race is ruined as it is.
Yeah, I have to agree. You know, the likes of Mr. Grumpy, you know, in clear air, he's made up 6 positions. He's catching the likes of AMK stuck behind the double-decker bus as we go on board a bit further up with the 2 Haas drivers, you know.
And they're catching Ash Best, sorry. I'm not going on board with the Haas. I'm staying with this battle because Ash Best, Lordy, is just peeling off into the pit lane. That will promote Bugatti up to 9th, and surely AMK will have a run. Bugatti has to go defensive down to turn 1. Will AMK go later on the brakes? What's he got to lose? Oh, he's just too far behind.
I don't know, 5 tenths behind again here, and he's just not anywhere near him, so, you know, getting hyped over nothing again.
Well, I'm not getting hyped over anything because here we go. AMK around the outside. Bugatti has to defend the inside, so this will give AMK the slingshot here. You know, oh, he just can't get the power down. Awful. Look at the way he's revving that gearbox. That sounds absolutely disgusting. He's going to get a run. Bugatti to the inside. What will AMK do? Will he wait for the up and under? He's going to try it around the outside. A dangerous decision. He'll get pushed wide. And yeah, I would have tried the up and under there, but Bugatti wise to it, Big C.
Yeah, Aaron, I've got to say, we need to talk a little bit more about Ash Best sliding out the pit lane. You know, this is an F1 champion, and I don't remember either of us performing this bad.
Yeah, I have to agree, Big C. I do like Ash Best. He's a lovely guy to speak to. He's a genuinely nice guy, but you know, just watching him on track like a struggling dog, you know, it's just not great, is it? You know, especially in the Toro Rosso, it's actually one of the most competitive cars around this track. It's actually pretty decent. You know, CC Brain in P3, you know, maybe struggling, but he's in P3. Ash Best in P16, 16 seconds off Ugi Azim, who crashed on lap 1. So Ash Best, you know, rubbish around Singapore.
Yeah. Joel's in. Joel Yonamanu is in for Force India.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a wise decision because, you know, you make a pit stop. Will he come out in traffic? He needs to come out, I think, in front of Tom.
It's a new wing, Aaron. It's a new front wing.
Yeah, I mean, are you surprised? Because I'm not.
But what I'm surprised about is Ugi Azim. He's still behind King Martin, Aaron.
Yeah, no shots are surprised. Yeah, who cares anymore?
No, let's not talk about these drivers. They've had their success and they're clearly not up to the standard. I think Dano and F1 Sophie deserve all the praise. You know, 13 and 10 places gained in this race. Yes, people have made pit stops, but not bottling it whatsoever. You know, Dano seems to be one of the smoothest drivers I've watched going around this track. He may be in a Red Bull, but he is catching the Haas ahead of him, and that will be for P5.
Yeah, good driver. But, you know, I want to talk about Jack Tyler at the moment. A driver...
Oh,
hang on.
yellow flags, 2.
Oh, forget them. Bugatti and AMK goes down the inside. And a move's not going to be made here. What does he do? Does he do the switch back, take the inside? Surely on the brakes. That's exactly what I would do. But no, Bugatti defends it. Phenomenal defending.
Just saying as well, Ugi Azim and Kingdom Martin slided around in the Mercedes. He does have the extra horsepower, but Ugi Azim's got all the battery to use. He's not used any of it. But Kingdom Martin defends it brilliantly, even though the rear end of that just doesn't look healthy.
Yeah, quite perplexing. And will AMK get the slingshot here down into his heavy braking zone? No, it's just a shame. AMK, you know, last person who wanted to come out behind. Bugatti, yeah, doing a phenomenal job defending this McLaren driver.
Yeah, it is obviously tricky to drive Singapore in the dry, let alone in the wet. And I think the lack of overtakes is obviously, you know, really hampering some drivers.
Oh, there's a move!
There's
a move around the outside. AMK using the grip of those fresher inters. Oh, what a fantastic overtake! Phenomenal from AMK. Moves up into 9th, but he's lost a lot of time.
Ugi Azim's now down the inside. What a move! Ugi Azim and Kingdom Martin with the cutback. It's like King Perez side by side action. Ugi Azim has to get the move from him, surely. But Martin opens the steering. So Martin Ugi Azim embarrassed by Kingdom Martin there. P14 Martin, P15 for Ugi Azim.
Yeah, Kingdom Martin also losing it on the inside curb. As we go into the final few corners, Ugi Azim must be so frustrated on the Singapore circuit, you know, heated on lap 1, losing his wing, crashing nearly out of the race as Kingdom Martin pits.
It was like watching two donkeys having a brawl. You know, Ugi Azim, you know, just hasn't got it. He hasn't got it. AMS though, still staying with CC Frame. AMS won't force anything, you know, he's a man in the title battle. Conservative, Big C, isn't he? You know, he probably votes for the Tory party. That's how conservative he is.
He is, but I just want to say, it is now 9 PM and we're on lap 10. 22 laps remaining of the Grand Prix. Not even half distance.
Well, you know what, I'm going to let Lordy do some more talking if he hasn't done much already. Take us through this JP Greenwood and Mr. Grumpy battle.
It's always a pleasure to be here, as always. As we see Jack Tyler closing in on AMS.
No, I said JP Greenwood.
I don't want to go on to JP
Kingdom Martin
Greenwood.
on best. Kingdom Martin got the job done.
Kingdom Martin. Embarrassing champions, Kingdom Martin. Doing an absolutely stellar job in the Mercedes, it must be said. But no, I want to go back to the two Hasses. You know, Jack Tyler, he does have his critics, but AMS is not giving him an easy ride at the moment. Stuck behind the Williams and say the Toro Rosso as well. I think AMS has got more pace to offer, but you know, CC Brain in the way.
Yeah.
I'm knackered.
Let's enjoy the engine sound.
Have a break for a few laps.
If you've got any questions, send them in. Send them in, you know, keep us entertained as Sophie pits. You know what, fuck this, I want to watch a bit of Sophie going through the pit lane. You know, look at that lovely helmet, Big C, you know, I bet that turns you on.
I'm afraid it's not my cup of tea. Maybe most people would not mass. I'm afraid. So, we're here in 21 seconds in 11 laps for Liquor Box. You know, this guy could be winning by a minute at this rate.
Yeah, good drive.
Crazy Liquor Boxes. You know, just a stellar performance from the line. You know, controversial restart, and he's used it to his advantage. It's fabulous from Little Box.
Yeah. And one back. Oh, yellow flags out there. Is it? Let me guess. Ashbest, is it?
Ashbest. Yeah, it is Ashbest. Where Narain Carter-Kane went off, I believe.
That's a blast from the past.
Also Daniel Ricciardo as well.
Yeah.
When is enough? That's what I'm saying for Ashbest. Perhaps, you know, just call it a day. Enjoy your evening. You're at school in the morning. Just relax. Turn the PS4 off.
Yeah, well,
I know, I think...
Sorry, Lordy. Let's just take Ashbest through another embarrassing pit stop. Cannot get into the pit lane properly either. I just feel so bad for him. You know, the guy's turned up here today to give it his best shot. You know, fair play for him to continue for 12 laps. You know, probably not adjusted to the circuit, probably not had much practice or race running or experience around here. You know, drivers like me, Big C, have won here 4 times in the F1 League. drivers like yourself can't hack it around here. So there's certain tracks that will be bogey circuits for certain drivers, and this is one of them. Maybe
I couldn't agree more. Obviously, like 43 wins. Maybe not win at Singapore, but I'm happy to win it pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah.
Crazy, honestly, just crazy how Nickel Blocks is just storming away to win 22 seconds.
Who is it? Well, Kingdom Martin here. He's off. He's out. At the Singapore thing, the old Singapore thing, as the rain falls, and his Okuo thing passes.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, like you say, these drivers are having a shocking performance. Yellow flags again in Sector 2. Is it King Don Martin again?
Is it Grumpy? It's Grumpy.
It is King Don Martin again.
Yeah. Grumpy's in?
No, Grumpy's in the pit lane. Just going back to, obviously, Joel, he did have a wing change from P2. He's now he's 44 seconds off the lead. He will be battling the likes of Ash Best, CC Brain, Jack Tyler when they obviously eventually make their pit stops. Joel will even have to pit again, I believe, because he pitted so early. So a bit of a shame for Joel, but bottle job as usual.
But still a long way of this race to go. Anything can happen. Safety cars can come out. I've been in 11th after losing my wing around this circuit, following contact with another driver, and I've still won due to safety cars. Sometimes you even get free safety cars around here. But we are watching Dano here attacking Tom AJ. This could really shape up nicely. Dano in a car probably that just doesn't have the horsepower compared to Tom, but certainly will have the grip around other parts of the race circuit. Substantial amount of grip, Big C. So Tom could be under a little bit of pressure.
I think he certainly will be, but I want to talk a little bit more about Tom. Tom is an F2 driver, and he's currently 8 seconds behind an F5 driver in the same car. We need to talk a little bit about that, I think, don't we, Lordy?
Yeah, I do. I think, people get punished if they don't perform to the standards. As CC does pit from the second position in the race, that releases AMS and Jack Tyler. But Jack Tyler has to be the standout performer because he's going to have a move on AMS, not down this straight, but down the next one. But yeah, like you say, there's high standards here in GL, and I was lucky enough to get a free ride, I think some people would say, in F1 for a couple of seasons. But times change and people get punished, and I've been punished very severely. It might even be F5 for me next season. It's that bad. But Tom getting embarrassed by his teammate at the moment, and I think he needs to step it up.
Well, you can say embarrassed, but it's lap 13, and the race circuit is Singapore. The year is 2018. It's not embarrassing. The guy is still in this race. He's still competing. For a man whose confidence has been so low, I've got to stick up for him. Fair play for him to turn up today. The man was shaking as he was coming to the grid. Creeping into his 30s. This is one last chance for him. One last hurrah, something he can look back on in his life and enjoy, a story to tell the grandchildren of how he competed in PSGL, winning titles, winning races, winning the F5 title, so Tom AJ, a man who's got a lot to prove, but he's doing well, he might be 7 seconds behind Jack, but, hats off to him.
Aaron, I agree. I've never spoken to Tom myself. He's an old boy, as you've just said yourself, but when you're behind, an F5 driver, he's supposed to be one of the slowest in PSGL, and he's doing a stellar job around here at Singapore. It's not 1 tier below, it's not 2 tiers, it's 3 tiers below, and he's getting embarrassed by his teammate, regardless of your opinions.
Yeah, but Jack Tyler is a man who's got a lot of pace. Maybe he doesn't have the consistency, but has the pace. But today, around a circuit like this, men become boys. Boys become men as well. Yeah, and Jack Tyler, certainly driving like a man here today, Big C. Something you haven't done as a man around Singapore in your career.
No, maybe not, but I've had many podiums and many pole position and front rows, so sometimes there's dark forces that work against you in PSGL sometimes that you can't control.
Supernatural elements, so you can see divine intervention, as they say.
Exactly. Sometimes it's just one of those things, but Jack Tyler, as you say, has driven beautifully. But Aaron, would he be able to get the jump on CC? I think CC had damage, so Jack Tyler will come out ahead of him. So yeah, Jack Tyler is on for a podium place in a minute.
Yeah, that's fabulous from Jack Tyler. Just going back to AMK as well. Sorry to interrupt you there, Aaron, but AMK was nowhere near Joel really when the pit stops have been made. He is now about 3 seconds, maybe even 2 behind Joel, and catching at a fast rate. So Joel clearly not finding the grip on them new intermediate tyres.
No, definitely not. But Big C, a standout performer today, AMS in the Williams. A man, you know, who didn't want to drive that car, driving it here tonight, and he's doing a fantastic job, Big C. You know, I don't know why he was so scared. You know, he needs to have belief in his own abilities. You know, in my opinion, he should be in the Williams for the rest of the season, for the remaining 2 rounds after this.
I'm not sure. I completely agree.
I agree.
I don't think drivers should be punished for their performances in slow cars. I think it should be based on pace. And it's AMS the fastest in the league? No, he's not the fastest.
Well, he's driving like he's one of the fastest.
No, I agree. But I don't think the Williams would be perhaps to make the championship close. Get him in the Williams, but to be fair, perhaps not.
But he deserved it here tonight.
Yeah, I think tonight, but I think for the rest of the season, I don't think we want to see the target ends. But Aaron, I think for the next 3 races, I want to see close, competitive racing, not drivers 40 seconds clear after less than half distance.
Yeah, Little Block should be in the Williams for the rest of the season, based on what I'm seeing here tonight. Yeah,
Little Box, I think, has got a lot of raw talent. I think this man can win many Grand Prix in the future. There's so much talent. He's got bags of ability.
Yeah, Big C, like you say, you know, 40 seconds. It's actually going to be 50 seconds once AMS makes his pit stop. You know, it's shocking.
Well, it's crazy, but look at this. Dano is in for a new set of tyres, looking to maybe make the undercut on Tom. So will Tom react next to that? You know, it all depends on where Dano feeds back at. He does not want to be behind Haig. This could be quite tight. If he's behind Haig, his strategy is going to be destroyed. CC goes past, whereas Warren Haig, he comes out around the final corner. He is down in 9th. Where's Dano? I think Dano has emerged. There's Dano. So Warren Haig foaming at the mouth as he sees Dano, his teammate, emerge in front of him. Sorry, the man. No, he is the teammate.
Yeah, they are teammates in the Red Bull. And as we watch JP Greenwood with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and also Ugi Azim approaching his teammate in Sophie. I don't know how that's happened, and they've both got exactly the same helmet as well, so that's quite cute, isn't it?
Well, it is cute, but
the man on his own single is Ugi Azim.
Yeah, sorry, Joe, what is King Don Martin doing? He's being lapped and he's holding Tom Gale for treat. Disgraceful driving there from King Don Martin. Aaron, you've got to get on board with him. It's actually disgraceful what he's doing. He went in neutral mid-corner and Tom and Jay's losing so much time. What is he doing?
Surely he's got to move out of the way. You know, if I was Tom, I'd be fuming.
Oh, contact as well. I've just seen on camera as well. What King Don Martin, he's lost his head. He is a driver to obviously have some controversial moments, but he is P17 out of the race by God knows how many laps, and he just needs to move out of the way, bin it in the wall, do something, just get off the track.
Well, I think Dano's going to get the jump, Big C. Dano's going to get the jump on him. You know, if Tom goes in the pits, if Tom decided to stay out, then, you know, he could have protected from that undercut attempt from Dano. But Jolion in the news, struggling in the Force Indy. He's just not been a great driver, Big C. You know, he's doing well, he could still get a podium.
Yeah, King Don Martin's using his using the hot lap here, and he wants to get back at Tom.
I've never ever seen anything like this in my entire life. It's not even a repeat of Verstappen Ocon, because they're both in the wet, and King Don Martin has no right to be challenging for the 3rd place. Obviously he's in P17, you know, 30 seconds off P16, but he wants to ruin Tom's hopes of a podium. He's going down the inside.
Unbelievable.
This is a driver who shouldn't be racing in PSGL. He took out Haig, looked to be deliberately left foot. Now he's doing this. It's actually disgraceful. I mean, good. Get out of the way.
Well, I don't know about you, Big C, but I actually like what he's doing. You know, providing a bit of much-needed entertainment for the stream. I don't care if it's bad driving or good driving. You know, if it's providing entertainment, if it's getting the ratings up, that's exactly what I want to be seeing. And Kingdom Martin, you know, providing a delight for us this evening. You know, battling cars he shouldn't be battling a lap down.
he has cooked up a treat, because Joel's all over the back of Tom
it's a
now.
deliberate crash, Dixie. Sorry, Kingdom Martin has crashed deliberately. If that brings out the safety car. Fuck the others. Fuck the others.
We don't care about King Dot. It's P17.
Big C, he's crashed out deliberately.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm not surprised. I think it's time for him to call it down. He's a disgraceful driver. A disgraceful man. He tries to criticise my directorship in PSGL. An absolute disgrace of a driver. Time to call it a day, mate.
Yeah.
You old fart.
Well, let's calm down
people
for
may
a
have their own
moment.
personal opinions, but what we want to see is this three-way battle for P3 on track. You know, Jack Tyler is a bit far behind.
Yeah, but Joliana
these three
Manu,
guys, but
Joliana Manu, right behind Tom AJ. You know, these guys will be in a party at the moment. You know, will Joliana Manu, a man who's on 8 laps fresher tyres, can you shut up for a moment? Joliana Manu, you know, down into the overtake mode. What will Tom do? Will he defend his position? It is arguably a net podium at the moment. You know, I don't know how bad his tyres are. Joliana Manu, is he going to go down the inside? He does. Oh, stronger on the brakes as Singapore specialist. Oh, look at that. Tom back around the outside.
Mugged off. Joliana Manu's not going to use one, but maybe two positions as AMK tries to squeeze it round the outside. Use of every single battery mode at his disposal, Joel, and still couldn't get past Tom because the brain cells were working in the Haas.
Yeah, but, you know, Lordy, I'm going to have to cut you off for a minute or two, you know.
Who cares, Who cares, down on Sophie, down Raffles Boulevard. Can he get the move done and does what he does?
Down what?
Down Raffles, that's what it's called, the straight.
Joel again on the outside and the straight for P3. Manu, here he goes, he's done it.
Oh, AMK.
Oh, the inside AMK touching tips as they go.
The teammates in F2. The teammates in F2, and AMK surely he's going to make a threat. You know, make an overtake here, and no, he can't. Tom protecting his position from his F2 teammates. So this is a personal rivalry. This is personal, Big C.
Issues in the Haas. Issues, 100%. He's losing it all over the place. There's some sort of damage internally. You know, he's all over the shop. He doesn't know where he is or what he's doing. AMK getting held up a tree.
Could it be
Joel
ready for drive?
Tom Pit.
It does look like it's drying out.
Yeah,
Big C.
we've just missed that completely. As Lordy makes the touching of tips, they're pitting for new dry tyres.
Sorry, did you just say pissing for new tyres? Sorry. You better watch your mouth. As Joliana Manu emerges out of the pit lane.
The pit lane is busy. Oh no! What the mechanics have just been ran out. All sorts going on. All sorts going on in the pit lane.
And the Joels, he spun it out the pit lane. He spun it coming out the pit lane. 3-second penalty. The Joliana Manu on the spot. He spun it out.
Oh yeah!
I'm hurting. Oh yeah!
Oh, I can't breathe. I feel sick. Joliana Manu spins the rears coming out of the pit lane. Useless. Useless.
A man with so much experience, I'm sorry, but how many years is he going to keep disappointing us? You know, I don't want to be seeing this from Joliana Manu, my teammate in F2. I love him to bits, you know, but, you know, it's just such a sad state of affairs watching this man drive around this circuit with half a wing. But what about the other drivers on dries? Tom AJ skating around on the yellows, not good enough.
I agree, and you know, it's definitely not right for dry tyres yet. But I have to say, AMS a masterstroke. He hasn't pitted for a new set of inters. He's stayed out, and he will be pitting for a set of dry tyres now. Whether it's too early or not, I'm not sure. Liquorbox has continued on the inters, but AMS stellar.
AMS is in. This might not be the best move, Big C. You know, drivers who stay out are more likely to benefit. You know, DRS hasn't been enabled.
P3.
I don't think it's time. It's not time. You know, Jack goes in. Oh, somebody needs to gamble. What's he doing? Oh, he should have.
Easy brain. He's not going to gamble either. Everybody following suit. Liquor blocks is here. Oh no! CC change of heart. DRS not enabled. He must have had the call from the engineer late. He stays out on the inters, and he's up into P3 for the moment. But ultra soft tyres.
Oh, it was the right call. My bad. I would have got that wrong then.
Yeah, well, CC ahead of AMS. CC on inters, AMS. Well, look at Liverpool. 1 minute and 6 ahead after 99. It's an absolute masterclass from the 14-year-old.
Yeah, but
yeah,
AMS,
like you say,
a great drive from AMS though, you know, Big C. Tom AJ here was looking to maybe put a threat of undercutting Jack Tyler. Maybe towards the end of the lap he managed to gain on Jack there. He's now 3.6 seconds behind. The gap was 8 seconds at one point. So Tom will have much warmer tyres at this point.
Going into turn 1, Ugi Azim emerging from the pit lane with Dano right beside, and F1 Sophie coming around the first turn as well. He is on the ultra soft, both Sauber drivers very close to each other, and they will be hunting the Red Bull of Dano on the soft compound.
Yeah, well, if there's any race we need to get you in, Nordy, it was this one, because I think it is. But I'm just watching AMS here closing into the back of CC, you know. I wonder if CC may perform the overcut on Jack. It depends on how quick Jack can get his tyres up to speed. So
yeah, like Aaron, how's Lickle? Aaron, Lickle's been held. Is it one for you?
Oh, he'll probably lag out in a second. No, he's left the session.
No, Aaron, I think he's been held. It's a glitch in. I think he's stuck in the pit lane.
Unbelievable.
No way. He has a minute advantage. Little Blocks, if he can return, I don't know if he can or not, but that is, poor Little Blocks. He's had a dominant race as Duo Finn goes fastest on the ultra soft tyres.
But that does mean, that does mean your net race leader is going to be AMS. AMS in the Williams. This would be a masterclass, Big C. The worst car around any circuit on the grid. If he could win in a Williams around Singapore, this will be one of the greatest wins you'll ever see on a PSGL site, Big C. I'm sorry, you know, you can dress it up like a pig, you know, but it's a princess.
Yeah, Aaron, I agree, Aaron. I couldn't agree any more, any less. We know how to win Grand Prix, but Aaron, I've never done something like this. There's yellow flags out there. Who is it? Is it JP? No, it's not. I'm not sure who it was. Little Blocks are probably. But Aaron, heartbreak.
Just saying, Warren Haig on CC Brain coming out the pit lane. Warren Haig on around the outside. Oh, here he goes. Is he going to make it stick? Cold tyres for CC Brain. Warren Haig, a stunner of a move. He's also got DRS as well coming down. Boulevard, whatever his bloody called. And Warren Haig makes an absolutely stunning overtake.
We have totally missed that. With Warren Haig with an absolutely masterclass strategic move. He's up into 5th place. Big C. Warren Haig from where he was, from the back of the grid to move up to 5th. This is a sensational drive from Haig. You know, getting himself back into the mix.
It's showing all. Aaron, Lordy, he asked me. You don't need to speak every 2 seconds. So yeah, Aaron, it's been an outstanding drive for Warren Haig. You know, we've known him for over 7 years. He's used the experience, and you know, it's just been sensational for the regular driver.
But AMS has got to defend this like his heart depends on it. If he doesn't, then he's a weak champion. He's a weak driver. You know, if that was me in first place, I would make my car as wide as possible. I don't care who the fuck is behind me. I'm winning this race no matter what. And AMS has got to deploy that same mentality here. He's got to defend this big thing. He's got to defend it like his heart. Wear it like his heart on his sleeve. You know, he's got to make sure he can defend every inch of the race circuit here. Big season.
Yeah, Aaron, I couldn't agree more. And Lordy, you know, he needs to get through the Raffles Boulevard. It's all down to Raffles Boulevard. No, this is Raffles Boulevard coming up, Aaron. The next turn, turn 4. Easy to lose his traction, but no, this car just doesn't have the power, doesn't have the urge, but does he have the juice to make the move on AMS?
AMS has to defend the inside. Surely he's got to brake later. If AMS doesn't, you know, he's weak. Come on, force him off, force him off, force him off. No, that's an overtake. No, he's gone off the track to make the move. He cannot make the move like that, Big C. He's gone off the track to gain an advantage. He's got to let AMS go, and he's got to try again. AMS got to go down to the inside. Surely he's got to make his car as wide as possible, and that's exactly what he does. And AMK has to sit behind for a little bit longer. Now this will be using up the juice on the ERS, but look at that. AMS has got a lot more in reserve there, defending his car like his heart, like his life depends on it, Big C.
He does indeed. But you know, this is what we want, a sensational battle. You know, we've got lots of laps left, so this could go on. But obviously, AMS is on the soft tyres, and they of course are susceptible to overheating, especially with the loss of traction. You know, it's a rear limited circuit, so it's so easy to overheat the car.
Yeah, just because your old eyes don't seem to clock on anything else apart from the leaders. Warren Haig has been passed by CC Brain.
Yeah,
again,
but I'm sorry, it's a battle for the lead, so it does have more priority, Lordy, if you don't mind me saying.
It's alright, you know, I don't care. You carry on talking about the fucking lead and nothing's happening, and I'll talk about Warren Haig having a stunning performance. You're ill, so you can shut up, and Aaron, carry on. So I'm pissed off.
Well, I'm sure every one of our 20 viewers are pissed off and on. So this is a sensational battle. Here we go. AMK, one more opportunity. AMS has to go defensive. So he goes to the overtake. AMK, one more opportunity. AMS defends this like his life. Oh no, he goes down the inside. No, AMS, don't let this one go. He's got to break later here, Big C. He's got to break it and just chew up the corner. Yes! Oh, Big C, this can't be how you lose a race lead. I think that's a bit of weak defending. Doesn't matter what car you're in, Big C. He has to defend that one a little bit harder.
He does indeed, but I will say time and time again, AMS isn't an aggressive driver. He doesn't hit into jeans, but I think in terms of corner clearance, AMS certainly doesn't get many, and AMK certainly will have a couple. So I don't think this race is going to be just yet.
Just have a look at it, Big C, though, the corner cutting penalties. I think AMK's got the pace to pull away and win this race now. He's one of the fastest drivers around.
So AMK has 2 penalties while AMS has 0.
Yeah, but that gap's going to increase rapidly. You know, if I was AMS, I'd want to win that race. I'd want to win this race on the track and cross the finish line first. But you know, he raced fairly and within the rules. You know, with the car that he's got, there's not much else he can do. You know, I would have just braked later and just blamed the understeer. You know, because he is driving in the Williams. You know, come what may.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm going to look at the fastest stops, and MK's was 1.5 seconds quicker than AMS, but CC Brain at a 40.3 compared to AMS's 43.1. So I think the Williams' deficiencies are going to be there for all of us to see.
Yeah, but I don't think AMS is done with AMK just yet, because AMK's tyres are looking a little bit juicy. So AMS with the DRS could have a run. I think JP Green would be.
JP, yeah, JP, all sorts of problems. And Lord, if you notice anything else going on track.
Yes, I have Ugi Azim on the back of Dano coming into the last two corners.
AMS having another run on AMK around the outside. It's for the race lead. He's going to go around the outside. Oh, what a fantastic move from AMS to retake the lead. Oh, he's got to sling him out wide. He's got to cut the gap. Oh, there's contact. Oh, there's contact. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. AMS has lost half a wing. Stay out there, Big C. If I was him, stay out there till the end.
Yeah, so I could end up winning this Grand Prix.
Yeah, I was going to say Jack Tyler is only 12 seconds behind him. These both pit. Jack Tyler will be net race leader for the time being. It's stunning from the Haas driver. You know, Tyler, I can't believe it. Poor AMS. You know, he's lost a bit of his win. I don't think the McLaren has.
JP, here in JP.
Could it be a safety car? Could it be a late safety car? Oh no, poor JP. I wonder where he's lost it. We'll ride on board with flying frames so we can maybe catch.
No, let's not. Let Ugi Azim has got past Dano, you know, with this laggy connection.
Oh, sorry, AMK and AMS are still battling. Oh dear. Juicy.
I'm not surprised.
A good point by our colleague Hulkenberg. Obviously, with Little Box's car in the pit, AMK can't make another pit stop this race.
Well, AMK doesn't need to know that.
But that Kerr has damage, and I think it's going to be seeing AMS's hopes and dreams of a Singapore Grand Prix win. And down the drain as AMK takes the lead once again. But AMK will be in the stewards now. AMS loves the stewards office nowadays. He's always in there.
Yeah, I don't think this battle's done yet. I think AMS, if he can get a good run here, I think AMK will make it delightful as possible. It's FP, but no, I wouldn't be able to win a race like that. You know, I couldn't win. You know, I don't think AMS is going to be proud. Look at this man's fuming. Surely he's going to go down the inside.
That battle's over. You know, I'm sick of hearing your voice. You know, as CC
Brain
comes down the straight, CC Brain down the straight on top with DRS open, dispatches. CC Brain's been absolutely rapid on them ultra soft tyres, and the next victim, I have to say victim because he's rapid, is Jack fucking Tyler. So let's see if CC Brain can spoil the Haas party. He's already cleaned out one driver. Let's see if he can get his duster and clean the other one out. Anyway, carry on.
Big C, you mind having a few words?
Yeah, Big C, you talk a bit more.
I think it's time to take a bit of a breather, but look at the experience outside the top 10 at the minute here. Mr. Grumpy, Juliana Manu, flying through, Juho Finn, all not scoring World Championship points for the new continent. It's a new era.
Yeah,
the Jack Tylers of the world, the CC Brains, the AMKs. You know,
Yeah,
these
what-
types of drivers know what it takes. You know, they've got the exuberance, the youth on
But
their
Big C,
side.
one experienced man still in the top 6, Warren Hay. You know, a fantastic drive, considering what's happened to this man. You know, he's got so much experience. You know, it's just brilliant to see. But you know, we're going to go back on board with CC Brain, Lordy. I know you love CC Brain. I wonder if you had an affair with him in the past. You know, here we
No,
go.
I haven't. He's a German man, lives in a different country. I've never seen him in my life. But okay, AMS nearly lost it into turn 3 as Warren Haig is being caught by Ugi Azim as well. So we just need to keep on board with that. I don't know about penalties, if there's any penalties, but it will change the outcome.
Yeah, but CC Brain here, not using his DRS down the straight, you know, thinking, you know, there's no need to. You know, maybe his controller button's broken or whatever device he uses. You know, is it a wheel, Big C? I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't care.
Thank you.
Who are we on about?
CC Brain.
CC is on a wheel
masterclass.
nowadays. And Trulo has just made a little comment. I have to read it. Lordy has 100% hooked up with CC on a dirty German porn site.
Oh dear. Well, you know, you've heard it here first.
Trulo Cookie.
Too low cookie.
He's been around the block for many
No,
years.
no, no,
in
let's
the
not, let's
PSGL
not swear,
for
you know,
many
at our viewers. You know, they're the last people who want to be swearing at. Oh yeah, I've already sworn, haven't I?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're the culprit more than anyone. But, you know, CC Brain, whatever dirty brothels he goes to, he's definitely cleaning out Jack Tyler's rear wing as he's all over the back of the young man as we come into the last section of the track. Sorry.
But here we go. CC Brain looking to make a move on Jack Tyler here. Ferocious hunting down the Unvert here, you know.
It's like World War II. The German versus the Brit. Ralph Schumacher versus Jensen Button. Here we go. The battle we've all wanted to see.
Predatory in his way of making a run on the young man. Here we go, CC Brain down to the overtake, and Jack Tyler, I think, is just going to let him go and just see if he can pick up a position on AMS, and that's maturity from Jack Tyler. He knew that CC had him on the brakes and, you know, conceded that position, you know. Just as a man who's mature and fast.
Ugi Azim and Warren Haig down Raffles Boulevard once again into turn 6. Ugi Azim down inside Haig, barged out of the way. See you later, he said. Ugi Azim throwing his way around, throwing his body about around the
Throwing his laggy car into the walls.
Bugatti.
As we have the yellow flags in
Is it Grumpy? Who is it? I think Bugatti might have made an error somewhere, because he just lost the position. But Joliana Manu, you know, in 12th, 40 seconds behind Bugatti in 11th. What a disastrous drive from Joliana Manu. Now battling with Flying Frame, you know. These are two drivers representing the F2 league, and they're in Force Indias, and they're 12th and 13th.
Can I just make a point? I know we've been speaking a lot this stream. It's very long. But Giuliano Manu was in second position at the start of this race. He is now 1 minute and 20 seconds behind AMK. It would have been 2 minutes if Lickle Blocks was still in the race. Shocking from Giuliano Manu. I don't know what he's been doing in that Force India. I think the Williams has lost his wing. Yeah, Bugatti's lost his wing in P11. He's all over the place. So shocking from him. He did lose P10 to Mr. Grumpy. So that's a bit of a shame for Bugatti.
So that's two damaged William cars. And CC Brain is taking a lot of time out of AMS. I don't think AMS can defend this. You know, he could win the race, you know, if he finishes in second, but I think CC is on the best tyres at this moment in time, Big C. You know.
Yeah, and I think, sorry to sports record, but I think it's going to be CC Brain who's going to win the Grand Prix, as Bugatti is out. But here, the CC Brain will win the Grand Prix as far as I'm concerned, because AMS will be overtaken and AMK's time penalties, that's the stewards will have to dip their toe into the water and get involved.
Yeah, but it is going to tighten up here, you know. If CC Brain, you know, I don't know how bad those those ultra soft tyres are going to be, but, you know, they will start to get really worn out at this stage. So whether Jack Tyler can come back into the frame, I don't know. I think the ship sailed on that one.
Well, like Big C is saying, you know, CC Brain is looking mighty and AMS does have damage, but Jack Tyler is also in the hunt of AMS and will be getting a podium if he can just stretch this car a bit more. He's used up all the battery though, and he's running in no battery mode, so, you know, I think Jack Tyler just wanted to get to the end of the race.
Yeah, and CC Brain is going to make a very, you know, very swift work here of AMS Big C. He's just going to breeze past him, isn't he? You know, AMS has got nothing to fight for. Look at that. He's probably going to get him down the end of this pit straight.
Yeah, I think he's got nothing left. Unfortunately, AMS was going to win this Grand Prix quite comfortably until the collision with AMS. I think AMS's drop take probably will go down. No, it was a nearly drive in the end, but
nobody remembers nearly drives.
I agree, but he was on course for the drive of his career.
Yeah, and look at this. You know, this is how it ends. Look, you know, just watch it. CC Brain looking to end AMS's dream as he looks to make a move around the outside. Nothing AMS can do. If I was AMS, I'd stick the foot in, run him wide, but no fight. You know, no fight left. And CC Brain overtakes him and will probably go on to win this race. Amazing.
Amazing. This game, and I want to put a wounded seal versus a great white shark. Aaron, Mr. Grumpy's in again. Let's talk about Mr. Grumpy a bit more, Aaron. P10 at the minute, and I think he's guaranteed the final point. So I think that's a great recovery.
Well, I don't know about recovery, Big C. It's a point to salvage a hard day's work, and Mr. Grumpy will salvage this point like he's salvaged every million of points that he's, you know, accumulated over his lengthy career, which has spanned over 5 decades.
Millennia, Aaron, I think. Millennia. Since the Egyptians was flying through, was now boxed in. How is he even going to be served? He's not getting served on my screen. Oh, now he is, so a few problems there.
Yeah, what an embarrassing pit stop, you know, embarrassing drive from Framer, you know. I do feel sorry for the man. He's a good friend of mine, but, you know, man looking to retire, you know, maybe he might decide the time's up at the end of this race because, you know, driving around Singapore in these types of conditions is painful.
It is indeed, as we approach the final 3 laps, and we're now at 20 to 10.
Who do you see on Tom? No, sorry, Tom's in. So Tom, has he lost a bit of his wing? Oh dear, another one of the F2 representatives.
Yeah, just going back to the point said before, embarrassed by his teammate Tom has been, and he's even made a pit stop F1. So he's gone the hypersofts, he's had a wing change. Why is he pitted?
I don't know, but
whatever.
we're going to turn our attention
the
to the lead. We're going to turn our attention to the lead.
I thought he was stuck.
That's alright, if he gets stuck, he gets stuck, you know. Life will go on, but, you know, it's a battle for the lead here. AMK has already dented one person's hope of winning this race. Will he dent CC Brains? Tom's retired, Big C. Tom is out.
Yeah, Aaron, I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on. CC Brain closing on AMK for news, but Jack Tyler also closing on AMS.
Yeah, has Jack got any penalties, Big C? Chat, I'd be impressed.
Yeah, he does have a couple, so...
A couple?
You know, yeah, it's all to play for.
Yeah.
No, it has triple.
Oh dear.
Oh. Yeah, it's still a good effort from him though. You know, even if he does finish
matures, you know, he'll mature. He'll learn.
You think he was an F2, if not looking at how he's moving today, to be honest. Outstanding.
I agree,
yeah,
maybe we can move him up.
Years of age. He was born in 2005.
Big C, fuck him,
Crazy.
fuck him, CC Brain is about to make an overtake on AMK for the race lead. And what a phenomenal overtake. CC Brain looking to win this race. But sorry, back onto Jack Tyler. A phenomenal drive here, looking to pounce on AMS. You know, AMS, as some people call it.
That's what some people... I think Jack Tyler will want to take the position on track, but Jack doesn't want to throw away, you know, a sensational drive. But Ugi Azim is only, you know, 8 points behind. Ugi Azim does not want to take the penalty, so Jack Tyler will lose the position to Ugi Azim as it stands.
Yeah, I like to say, you know, penalties do come into play at the end of the race, and it's a shame for Jack Tyler because he has driven a phenomenal race. But Warren Haig struggling on the Ultrasoft, the same as M&K, and his teammate is approaching him as well. He's got DRS down the straight. He's too far back, I think, for a move. But Warren Haig showing his experience to get up to the positions, but just falling a bit by the wayside. You know, getting passed by Yugi, and he's not looked the same driver ever since then. Once we have yellow
I'll tell you
flags.
who hasn't looked the same. Duo Finn, he's in the wall. P11.
Yeah, poor guy. But we're going to stay on board with Jack Tyler.
Oh no, Mr. Grumpy back in the pit lane. He wants him
Joel back in the pit lane.
Duo Finn could pick up the pick. Because think if Duo Finn didn't spin, he would have picked up a point. Perhaps they would have been lapped, so they'd have to do an extra lap.
Yeah, back on board here with Jack Tyler, right on the back of AMS here. You know, well, God knows what the AMS stands for. Some people rumoured it to be Andrew Michael Simons or something. I don't know. Let's see. But AMS defending for his life. You know, notorious on the Codemasters forums. Notorious now for losing his wing in what could have been one of his greatest victories. But here we go, Jack Tyler making the move. AMS, he can't defend this. He's going to have to concede the position to young Jack and lifts out the throttle. And AMS will just take home whatever points he can in this championship bid there. So, you know, nearly man once again for AMS. But he might still pick up a podium with time penalties.
Yeah, I agree. I think AMS will be looking for the podium. We've seen for P4. You know, it's been an enthralling Grand Prix. We're at 10 p.m. But you know, it's just been exciting, enthralling throughout.
Yeah, and it's not over yet. We're going before we do run to the line with CC Brain, we're going to have one last overtaking manoeuvre, perhaps from Dano on Warren Haig here. Dano picks up another penalty, he's umpteenth of the evening. Warren Haig surely has to defend the inside. He's driven extraordinarily well. But Dano here looking to make one last move on the final lap around the outside, trying to use his grip. Oh, this is fantastic will-to-will action here. Warren Haig, is he going to keep it around the outside? Surely there's not really contact. Oh, what a phenomenal battle there on Warren Haig. Defends that, Big C. Where is CC Brain?
Last sector, he's still got a couple of corners left. We can keep an eye on these two. Dano on the inside, surely not. No.
Oh.
Warren Haig has the high ground, but goes slightly wide. But yeah, I think Warren Haig has to just keep his cool.
Yeah, and Big C, I'm just going to take CC Brain here to the line. Laps Duo Finn en route to what will be a sensational victory here under the lights here at Singapore. CC Brain rounds the final corner. It's a sensational victory. The fireworks erupt. And AMK is going to come home to take second, but Big C, the podium is going to go to AMS. I believe Jack Tyler has not done enough. AMS will cross the line and it's second for AMS. Ugi Azim goes fourth. Big C, where's Haig?
Haig with Dano right behind. Dano looks to have the exit. Can he get him through the final corner? No, Haig has the high ground. I think he's got the position. Can Dano make the move to the line? Warren Haig. And Warren Haig keeps it. What a drive from Haig. A great duel there.
And what a drive from Sophie, seventh. But what about here at the end, Mr. Grumpy, a wounded animal here to take ninth, Lordy. You know all about Mr. Grumpy. Look at the wounds, look at the battle scars. This man has been in an absolute war here tonight, and he's coming home with 2 points.
He has. He's been an absolute carnage central, really, for Mr. Grumpy. I do feel a bit sorry for him. You know, not the glamour of F4. It has to be said in this league, but Mr. Grumpy still managed to salvaging 2 points. You know, some people just have the luck around, you know, in F1 games. I don't think I'd be salvaging any points if I had a start and an end like this man has had tonight. Same with Jolie Alamanu. Rubbish from both of them. But what can I say? I'm pretty rubbish myself, so they will finish the lap.
Well, you've just taken the words right out of my mouth, and Jolie on the manoeuvre, another time penalty. Horrific drive from Joel. Yeah, it's a shame. But Mr. Grumpy between 9th.
Yeah, Aaron, what 5 pit stops? You know, unacceptable.
Well, it was
I think there's been
other people made 2 pit stops.
Yeah, fair enough.
And here we go, Aaron. The podium finishes here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore as we approach 9:45.
Yeah, and I agree, but we need AMS to have a mic, actually. You know, the man finishes on the podium so often, we usually miss out hearing from him, and it's bloody annoying. But what a drive from AMS. You know, it might have been CC Brain who wins today, but, you know, AMS, you know, our hearts will be, you know, with him.
Yeah. Our hearts will go on. And Aaron, obviously, you know, I don't want to get too many people in the party, maybe a couple. I don't want to be here till 10 p.m. doing interviews. As here we go, we have the result for the Singapore Grand Prix. It is CC Brain taking the win ahead of AMS. So the two title winners were AMS with an outstanding driver of the day. Of course, AMK P3, perhaps the series inquiry on the way. Uki Zine, Jack Tyler, 4th and 5th. Warren Hague 6th, Sophie 7th. Dano in pair with the two experienced men. Grand Prix 18th tonight, Johnny Manu 3rd. Lieutenant Joe Finn missing out the point 11th, flying through. Tom AJ, Bugatti, JP, Lickle Ashbest, and Frank Paul. And of course, King of Boston with a disgraceful drive to DNF.
Yeah, well, very well said, Big C. You know, I think the comments have been spot on all evening.
Yeah.
I would like to hear from Jack Tyler.
Yeah, could we get?
It was a phenomenal race.
Can we
Aaron,
get?
I'll be deciding who's coming. Thank you.
I want to hear a word from Joel though, because I thought the drive
No,
was.
Aaron, I don't want to be here all night.
Well, you can leave the party and let me do it.
No.
I want to hear from Joel.
Aaron, Joel doesn't deserve one, honestly.
But Big C,
Yeah.
I think the viewers deserve to hear.
Yeah, all right, hold on.
25 viewers deserve to
Aaron,
hear
Joel's
from
done
Joel.
fuck all.
Yeah, but
Top
people deserve to
three,
hear
if they
from
have
his horrific
mics,
performance.
And then Jack Tyler. Jack Tyler.
All right, let me get the people deserve first.
Big, Aaron, will you be leading the questions? Or do you want me and Big C? Or me or Big C?
I can ask the controversial ones if you don't mind.
I'll ask the personal ones.
No, that's fine. As we
Well,
wait.
the viewer count's gone up to 26.
Yeah, well, people really do want to hear from some of these drivers, you know. Lickle Blocks wants to get in Big C. Yeah, I don't know whether
I
you...
did invite him.
Oh, right, that's good. Right, shall we make a start then with CC Brain, you know? Big C, I know you've got loads of questions to ask and so far away.
The win looked very unlikely out there. You looked to be struggling for pace, but you know you just came alive on the soft tyres.
Sorry, I'm going to take
moment?
over. He's lagging. So, you know, CC, a great drive, you know, great win. You know, just sum up your emotions.
Yeah, I think my first ever PSGL race win was in F2 back in Singapore as well, so it's quite nice to win here again.
Lovely. Lordy?
Yeah, I'm going to say I've got a few words for CC. You know, on the intermediate tyres, you seem to be struggling with the likes of AMS behind you for the majority of the first stint. But as soon as you're on the ultra soft tyres, you look like an animal. You know, catching these drivers seconds and seconds per lap. I just want to get, you know, the balance of the car. How did you feel when the conditions changed from wet to dry?
Yeah, so basically I got in lap 2 front wing damage. That's why I was quite slow at the intermediates first in. And then the rain was still coming down, so I went for another intermediates pit to change my front wing as well. And then, yeah, basically the ultras were much faster than the softs and I could easily pass the others. I think I was 3 seconds faster than AMS per lap. So
Yeah, I mean, we did all watch the race, you know, just so you know.
I didn't know if you catch my front wing damage. So
Yeah, but
CC, we called it all.
yeah, I thought it was a terrific drive. You know, CC will certainly go down in the history books as one of the longest race streams in history. You know, so well done on enduring that. We're going to move on to second place man, AMK.
No, you're in third place.
Sorry, third place. You know, forgot about that. You know, AMK. You know what happened out there. You know, forget everything else. It was that moment you made contact with AMS. You know, the viewers went wild. You know, what happened?
It just looked like he turned across from me because I was staying as close as that to the wall as possible, and then the next thing I know, his car just comes into me. From what I seen, I don't know what his point of view's like, but that's all I seen from mine.
Yeah, you know, are you worried emotionally that there could be a steward's inquiry afterwards? You know, what could that, you know, do for you? You know, there's a lot of negative press around you at the moment, you know, following issues in F2 and now in FP. You know, what does that do, you know, for a driver, you know, of your ability? You know, does that knock your confidence or, you know, does that make you a stronger driver?
Not really, it's just, there's some people in F2 who complain whenever they're being dirty, so it's better to get closer to them to try and actually see, just basically get what they deserve for doing it to me.
No.
as well.
It's a shit league anyway.
But the one with AMS, like, I didn't even mean to hit him. I think we just collided at the like in a bad way, like at the wrong time. I think.
No, definitely. Well done anyway. Big C, who's next?
Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry, this one. Yeah, I think Jack Tyler. Jack, it was an outstanding drive to 5th place. You look like an F1 or an F2 driver out there. How was it for you?
Well, it was good, but I shouldn't be 5th. I should be 6th because Lickle. Oh, I actually feel so sorry for him because, as you said, he was a minute ahead and stuff but we'll forget about that. But
Yeah, forget him.
I'm just. The Haas is absolutely awful around this track, but I'm happy with 5th. Penalties, I should have got 3rd, but penalties 2nd really, but penalties got me. But either way, I'm happy. So, yeah.
Yeah, just I'd like to have a word as well. Jack, I was rooting for you out there, mate. Making a mockery of your F2 teammate as well. You drove brilliantly. Obviously, you had 3 penalties, which were a bit unfortunate. But to finish P3 when you've got the likes of Giuliano Manu, Mr. Grumpy, experienced drivers like that on the site, and you're making a mockery of them. I think it's very impressive, especially a man of your age. So,
Yeah,
congratulations.
It's overwhelming. Thank you.
Well done, Jack. Proud of you.
Who we got left? Who's left?
Is it just Lickle?
Lickle Blocks, Aaron.
Where do we begin? Forget all the poll and all that. I want to cut straight to the chase. Leading by a minute. On for a sensational victory around one of the most difficult race circuits. And one of the most difficult cars to drive. And you went into the pit lane. Expecting to make your one and only stop. But the car was stuck in the pit lane. How did it feel emotionally in that moment of time?
There's a lot of words I could describe it for. But
Well, please describe them. Please reuse them.
my Twitter's got most of it on there. Yeah, some crap game pretty much. Very, very angry. And weren't happy at all. Yeah, as you said, I had a minute lead. Thought I was like, oh yeah, gonna win a race in PSGL. Don't happen very often. And then that shit happens. Sorry for my language, but
No, that's all right. We're just looking at Twitter, and the exact quote is: "Fix your shit cunt of a game, you useless twats. Had a 1 minute lead in a race, then you pricks get me stuck in the pit lane." Tweeted at Formula One Game and the Lee Maver. So, very outspoken on the social media platforms is Little Blocks. Sorry for your race. Any questions from Big C?
Yeah, Lickle, obviously, you've not had many wins in PSGL. Do you think you'll be able to recover? Will you be able to win in F1? The route continues, and you're eyeing F1. Are you going to be scared to pit on Monday?
no. I'm gonna take. How can I say? I'll take positives from that race and bring it into F1. So I, of course, get stuck in the pits. That's gonna motivate me to push even harder on Monday, and gonna hope I can finally get my first win and try to take it to the likes of Louis and Blizzard.
And me.
Lordy, any
Yeah,
final
well.
questions for Lickle, before we wrap up the stream? Just very quickly, one last word, from
Yeah,
Lickle
of course. No, like I say, Lickle, unlucky mate, because you were sublime. You destroyed the competition. We talk about Jack Tyler outperforming people, but you demolished every single driver. You don't belong in a McLaren. You belong in the Williams, in my opinion. That'll stay. I'll keep that to myself. But
You
anyway,
just shared it with 15 viewers.
congratulations, mate. Yeah, 15 people, mate. Whoa. But no, if I was in your position, I'd be screaming. But commiserations. But you got to take positives from this, mate. You destroyed everybody.
No, well done, guys.
Very strong.
Sorry, Lickle, I'm going to have to cut everything off now. So thank you for everyone for tuning in, thanks for Big C and Lordy Boy for commentating with me tonight. You know, obviously 2 of the 3 of us in the commentary booth have won this circuit. Me, I've won it 4 times. Lordy's won it once and Big C 0 times. So, you know, we've definitely got the right, 2 of the right people here to commentate tonight. So see you next time out at Brazil.